Anyway, let's get to the greenskins being brought by our blue player, ODM ChosenOne. Starting with the infantry. 2 goblins. We got orc boys, 2 of them. Seem to have some savage orcs, orc biggins, the 8-peak loonies, savage orc biggins. We're also going to have 2 orc air boys. Now for that mobility, 2 forest goblin spider riders. Mogrim's Magi Marauders accompanied by 2 other missile units, one being a Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer, and the other being a Goblin Wolf Rider Archer. Now, for the monster, we have the Ragnarok Queen, ROR, who can summon some little hatchlings on the field. We have a Goblin Big Boss on top of a Forest Goblin. Or, sorry, a Forest Spider. He's just on top of another Goblin, and he is still cavalry, chat. They need stabbing with minus 30 armor and minus 22 or 24 melee defense on top of them. And then we have the Great Grain Prophet, Mr. Wurzag. And I am a happy boy because he is dancing into the field of battle, and that's exactly how he should be. We got Effigy of the Git, Ed Butt, along with Brainburster, Bonewood Staff, Squiggly Beast, Warpaint of Wurzag, and of course, Power of Dawa. Now, moving on from here, we have nothing else besides the Norskins. Now for Norska, we're going to have Marauder, Horsemen, 2 on the left flank, 2 kind of in the center. Behind them, we have the Brutes of the Hound, ROR Berserkers, and then we're going to have 3 other Berserkers, 2 units of Marauders. We have 3 armored skin wolves. These guys are going to be much heavier hitters. And then for the leadership, it does appear we have a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal on top of a Chariot. Got Plague of Rust, well, Assyrian Doom, and Metal Shifting. And then we are going to be seeing Wulfric the Wanderer on top of a horse. He's got the Sword of Torgald, Sea Fang, Hunter of Champions, and Fight or Die. Alright, Greenskin Skirmishers immediately focusing on Berserkers. Syrian Doom going down, unsuccessfully trying to kill off some Savage Orc Biggins. These Forest Goblin Spider Riders wavering, but it looks like they will narrowly escape. Oh, never mind, kind of getting stuck there. Sea Fang going right through. Oh, a nice dodge. Still did a lot of damage, but not as much as it would have. Loons going through the Berserkers, and just look at them. Just cleaving away clean through them. The Berserkers are on their last feet, and it looks like they're about to rout. Over here, nice headbutt going through those Marauders. And balance of power in favor of the Norskins, but the Greenskins, I think, doing some good engagements overall so far. Meanwhile, we see Marauders getting on top of the Goblin Big Boss. Not a good engagement for that Goblin Big Boss, especially if there is Skin Wolves with armor nearby who can turn around and kill him while he's isolated. Orc Boy's going to be pushing into combat here to try to counter these Chaos Marauders. And it looks like the Savage Orc Biggins are coming down off the hill as well, but the Norskins have gotten a huge breach in the Greenskin front line, just pushing through the center. The 8-peak loonies and the Ragnarok Queen, the only thing holding in that front line right now. But the Greenskins look like they're doing well on the wings, and with a little bit of TLC, they could perhaps wrap the wings into the center. But oh no, I turned away for a moment and forgot that the Norskins are actually winning the right flank too. So right now, the Greenskins look like they're in a bit of trouble. However, seeing that the Ragnarok Queen is still very healthy, Brainburster still going to be going down and can do a lot of damage, and Wurzag is still a dancing, so can never count out the Greenskins while Wurzag is dancing. Over here, Greenskin Infantry starting to get some good work done. Marauder Berserkers rampaging on them. Over here, Marauder Horsemen look like they're getting kind of caught in a corner and starting to get routed towards the corner. And that's the danger of this map, is everything is so close to the white line that it's just really easy to have your units routing off the map. And over here, Norska doing a good job of routing those Greenskin units off. Savage Orcs are going to be charging after these Marauder Horsemen. Want to see them getting microed out of that scenario for sure, and it looks like they're going to be. Alright, ChosenOne turning around. It looks like the Great Green Prophet is getting singled out by Wulfric the Wanderer, some Skin Wolves, and the Spider Hatchlings are here to support. But the Arachnarok Queen is inbound, and she packs quite a punch and can play very nice bodyguard for Wulfric. Or, sorry, not for Wulfric, for Wurzag. Hey, at least I'm not calling him Karl Franz, right, chat? Progress. Over here in the backline engagements. Oh no! Brainburst are doing more damage to the goblins than the Marauder Horsemen. Over here, Seafang coming in. Looks like it's trying to go through these Orc Error Boys. I'm going to kind of whiff it. Shaman Sorcerer of Metal taking a lot of damage. And right now, just like the Norskins have the balance of power for now. But what do they have to deal with the Arachnarok Queen in the late game? I mean, granted, if they can isolate her and kill off all the other greenskin units, then her leadership won't hold and she'll eventually rout. But right now, they have no armor piercing. Skin Wolves aren't going to be good against her because of her heavy armor. Effigy to get gone down on has been cast down on top of Wulfric the Wanderer. Syrian Doom's going to come in to try to help clear out the chaff around him. But it looks like the greenskins are starting to pull this into their favor. Wulfric the Wanderer leadership is going down. He is terror routing. Over here, Headbutt going down on top of the Brutes of the Hound. Nice cast. And the greenskins across the field are just starting to become dominant. But you see these units from Norska on the peripheries coming back into the fight in a regrouped formation. And now Wulfric the Wanderer looks like he's going to be able to escape. Skin Wolves have pinned the Arachnarok Queen in place. But will it be enough? Balance of power going back towards even now. Holy hell. Arachnarok Queen trying to regroup with Wurzag by the looks of it. I think that's absolutely what needs to happen. Goblins are charging over here after the Skin Wolves with armor to try to provide some much needed support for Wurzag and the Queen. The Queen with her armor piercing bonus versus large and poison damage. Like I've said earlier, is just, you know, really good at taking out Skin Wolves, though. And then the terror helps also. Karl has this. Alright, now Greenskin's in a strong position. Norska, I don't think out of it completely, just because the Shaman Sorcerer is still alive. Plague of Rust can help a lot against this heavily armored Arachnarok Queen. And Wurzag isn't the tankiest, and right now the Brutes of the Hound, 15 models are still on top of them, and even though they have like no HP, quite literally, you know, going less than 100 soon, they're still getting a lot of damage against them, and the balance of power is now creeping towards the Norskins, if you can believe that, chat. Brutes of the Hound, 4 models, 3 models. Norskins just biding their time, not going to commit to any engagements until they absolutely have to. Pretty much half of their units are routing. I mean, not routing, are wavering. Brainburst are going down to damage those Marauders quite significantly. I mean, this is so close. All the greenskin forces are very tired or exhausted. Marauder Berserkers are fresh. Yeah, so ooh, the bigger in favor of the Norskins. Over here, Marauders, though, getting charged by Wurzag and the Arachnarok Queen with a belated charge from the Goblins. And it's going to be enough to get them routing before the rest of the Norskins close the gap. I think I've only seen one Effigy to get. I'm going to be curious if we see another one here in the near future. Spider Hatchling Summon is coming down. Brainburster from the Greenskins. Balance of power dead even. Plague of Rust is on top of the Arachnarok Spider. Spider Hatchlings have hit Wulfric in the rear, though. Plague of Rust isn't going to make enough of a difference. Wulfric is now retreating. It is going to be the Skin Wolves with armor versus Wurzag and the Arachnarok Queen. And look at this, the balance of power is continuing to go towards the Norskins at this point, but it's still very, very close. Terror kicking in on top of one of these Skin Wolves. Searing Doom going down on top of the Queen, doing a good amount of damage, actually. Over here, the other Skin Wolves pulling out of combat, getting chased by the Hatchlings. The Terror-routed unit looks like it's getting chased by the Hatchlings now. A very nice play. Wurzag and the Queen losing that balance of power, though, and Plague of Rust still active. The arrows from the Arachnarok Queen actually going to be playing a role at this stage of the battle. As crazy as that is, every little bit counts, and the fact that she has so much ammunition and is just shooting away those poison rounds over time is huge. So I think the longer this battle lasts, I don't know actually, because the Skin Wolves have regeneration and they have full models. So, no, they have 12 out of 18, so not full models, but still, the regeneration is going to be bad for the Greenskins the longer this lasts. Plague of Rust going down. Another Brain Burster hitting these units. Router Horseman taking some damage, but oh my god! The Skin Wolves have routed the Arachnarok Queen. Oh no, but Terror on top of them, Terror on top of them. Can the Queen regroup? The Terror routes are going to be clutch here. Wurzag needs to regroup with her. What is going to happen? Oh my god! The Terror routes there. Oh no, the Skin Wolves are regrouping. The balance of power is going back against them. Over here, Skin Wolf's going to be chasing the Arachnarok Queen. She's not regrouping. Her leadership, it's not holding. Over here, oh, Spider Hatchling's trying to counter the Skin Wolves. In comes Wurzag, but the Arachnarok Queen, ugh, she's not holding on. Hunter of Champions is down on top of Wurzag. The Shaman Sorcerer is oh, Terror kicking in on the Shaman Sorcerer! Leadership coming back for the Arachnarok Queen. Wurzag's going to get killed off here, though. Oh, no. What a fight. Oh, the Arachnarok Queen is back! There goes that route, though. The Queen. Her leadership isn't going to hold together, is it? Oh, Wurzag getting chomped. The Spider Hatchlings. Oh my god. That was a good game. Holy cow. Scoreboard. Next map is going to be Karak Asgal. Wurzag doing work, Queen doing work, and the Skin Wolves doing work. Just, I mean, great game. Both players, awesome. That was a really sick game. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Because in case you didn't notice, I was getting pretty hyped. A little bit, like half a cup of hype. So before we load in, ChosenOne or Evenstar?
Go with the ChosenOne. Be my choice.
Oh, you've been dropped from the game. Romulan. Damn it.
That's interesting. Was I the only one who dropped?
Yes, you were. Weird that you dropped and it's like, no, Orion dropped too. Yeah, so you and Orion dropped.
That's strange. Well,
I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not going to restart it.
Just play it on.
Yeah, we're just going to play on. So, feel free to throw in commentary with the delayed reaction from my stream if you want, or sit quietly by, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll have some breakdown post-game and just a little analysis here and there.
All right.
Yeah, just go ahead with the play-by-play.
All right, sounds good. Well, in that case, I guess we can
Just
cover
clear it up here so it does not happen again.
Yes, sounds good, man. Who's Orion? He's a Russian streamer, Dimmy G. He streams for the Russian community. Zombie pirates, gonna have 4 of them up front with zombie pirate gunnery mob with bombs behind them. Gonna have handguns, 2 of them. 4 units of zombie pirate deckhand mob with pole arms. We have 2 mortars, Shade Wraith deck gunners, and then is this 2 units of animated Hulks? Little preview of the ogres to come. Other than this, we are going to be looking at a hero squad consisting of a vampire fleet captain. Going to have lore vampires with Invocation of Nehek, as well as the Drowned Dead. Luther Harkin going to be up in the air with Hornswaggle and the Magical Void. For Averlorn, we're going to have a front line of 1, 2, 3, 4 Dryads. Also going to have 1, 2 units of High Elf Spears. 1, 2, 3 units of High Elf Archers. We're going to be, I don't know why I'm proceeding everything with High Elves. But anyways, we have 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. And then in the back lines, it looks like they're trying to catch some Scurvy Dog Vanguards. We have Illyrian Reavers with 2 Chevrons apiece. Now, going back here to check out the remainder of this High Elf force, we have the Lion Chariots of Trace. Also going to be looking at a hero squad consisting of 2 nobles, both of them on top of their barded steeds with nothing on them. Alariel the Radiant bringing Star of Averlorn, along with Arcane Conduit, Tempest, Earthblood, Foz Protection, Shieldstone Abisha, the Boon Abisha, and that's it. So Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers should be able to effectively shut down the mortars. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's all about the play. So right now, Evenstar deploying offset in the southeast corner of the map. And vanguarding coming in from the Dryads. I don't know. Yeah, no Scurvy Dogs, Dimmy G. An interesting pick here. I like that mobility. They're exceptionally well hidden, I see. Dryad's going to be able to dodge those incoming mortar shots. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower going after the Shade Wraith deck gunners.
So we'll see who can win this initial skirmish fight. Seems quite close with the bolt throwers versus the zombie artillery. But whoever wins this initial fight will have to march towards the enemy and be at a considerable disadvantage. Oh, first Tempest going down. This could be big.
Yeah, no, very nicely timed Tempest, and I like that she brought that, you know, in case of the Luther Harkin pick. He's a very common lord in this matchup, and that's going to net some good value. What the hell just happened? Just like stopped and then started again. Anyways. Interesting. Going into scatter shot now, it looks like the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are opting to eliminate handguns. I definitely would have thought mortars being the more practical approach there.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. There are many higher value units on the field get to go for something of relatively low value. Very curious choice. We'll see if he pays for it in the late game.
Somebody did point out something interesting, you know, putting a Lariel next to the Eagle Claw bolt throwers, giving them magic damage might help a lot against the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners. Over here, Noble's getting pretty far forward, but then pulling back. And, I don't know, Romulan. We'll see what you think, but, seems like the trade's fairly even so far.
Yes, it's also a bit curious the archers have been held back to take mortars to the face rather than put down some more fire. But here they go. Finally, they're sending off the first few volleys.
Yep.
But it is curious. I feel like eliminating the Shade Wraith Gunners with said magic damage in the fashion you mentioned would be an excellent play, or just targeting them in general. Now the archers are getting some good damage done, and maybe finally they'll be able to turn the skirmish battle into their advantage.
We'll see, indeed. I mean, Invocation to Heck going down on top of the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners, keeping them tip-top shape. The mortars from the Vampire Coast just need to be shut down, in my opinion. They're getting far too much value against these High Elf Archers. They're not going to last much longer if these mortars stay online. Just the disciplined formation suffers so much against them. Dryads are just kind of pushing forward and holding formation. And I don't know about you, Roman. Let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I suppose there are animated Hulks back here, and then you have Luther Harkin, so I guess the High Elf's not wanting to overinvest in a big melee rush if they think they can win the ranged combat. So I guess kind of answer my own question there.
No, but I do feel, I know what you're alluding to. I think these Illyrian Reavers need to be much more aggressive. There's not much to guard the back lines. There's no real mobility, as we've spoken of the lack of scurvy dogs here. So they need to get into that back line, shut down the mortars, even if it's just for a moment, to force the other player to remount the artillery, force his hand, force his micro elsewhere. Just get some damage done with your mobility, which you have full advantage of right now. Those Hulks they have no chance of catching the Reavers. If he does some successful hit and runs, he could really put some significant backline pressure on the Vampire Coast, but it seems like he is willing to just trade here, which I think is just a bit too passive. He should be more aggressive.
Yeah, I would agree there. I mean, but I suppose eliminating the bombs before they can do anything is, you know, going to be making it a lot easier for the Dryads to progress unopposed. I mean, back here, it looks like Luther Harkin just kind of like out in no man's land, but I suppose he did just deal with one of the Eagle Claw bolt throwers.
And he's putting down some significant damage on Lariel.
Yeah.
Down to about half health here. If he goes for a cheeky charge, he could maybe one-shot her, but we'll see. Maybe just sitting up there and popping shots on her.
I think, though, that would be a risky move considering they have two nobles and the tools to pin Luther in place. If it was just the two nobles, absolutely, but if you got the chariots and some Lyrian Reavers nearby to help pin him in place, it becomes a much riskier proposition.
It would have to be a very quick charge. It is would be a risky play, but oh wow, Shade Wraith Gunner is getting some big shots on Lariel.
Crazy shots, yeah. She is taking so much damage, and Luther almost out of ammunition. Got to assume most of that went into the hero squad here, but there goes the Tempest.
Okay, now the Reavers are in the back line. They are at least occupying those mortars, so that's a good play. Dryads on the right flank, Reavers on the left. So this is a good initial play, and he's continuing to put damage down on Luther, who is out of ammo.
Yep.
As I believe you mentioned.
No, this is I don't know. The balance of power definitely going towards the Vampire Coast right now, with Luther Harkin being so healthy, and Alariel being so unhealthy. Oh, Luther Harkin going in for the cheeky charge you were talking about, but he's going to abandon it just there at the last minute.
Yes, Lariel is so low that just one good charge, one double hit, well, one hit, two hit, the classic double hit with the charge bonus could eliminate her. And of course, the loss of Lord is always big in such a battle like this, which is so close.
Alright, Alariel staying inside that Star of Averlorn. She needs it to be in there every last second. Soak up all of that HP. Shade Wraith Deck Gunners getting shut down by the Lyrian Reavers, who are getting countered by Luther Harkin now, so I don't think they're going to last too long. But now the High Elf Spearmen getting into the back lines finally. And Lion Chariots of Trace still full health Romulan, so these guys are going to really be good at cleaning up chaff and eventually pinning Luther in place, I believe.
And they need to get some damage done soon. They are slowly pulling this back into their favor, which will bode very well for the late game, as they're a relatively high leadership faction compared to a very low leadership faction in the Vampire Coast.
Well, now the Shade Rake Debt Gunners are probably in trouble. Dryads are on top of them. They do magic damage, and it looks like they're going to slice through them with no mercy.
And this was most certainly one of the win condition units for the Vampire Coast. The most expensive unit on the field besides the leadership. And yeah, them getting shut down is indeed a big win for the High Elves.
Absolutely. I mean, but the animated Hulks, got to give them credit here. They're both full health, and they've been used quite efficiently to help the zombie chaff destroy Dryads in combat. That armor piercing they have is quite significant. They're just a little bit squishy, and so far, them being full health to me means they've been well utilized. All right.
Make an excellent point.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens from here. I mean, it looks like they're actually helping pin the Lion Chariots of Trace in place, so they got to be careful there. They're almost like rat ogres, very slow rat ogres.
Indeed, but they sure do hit hard. Those massive crab arms and anchors as well.
Oh,
and they very well could be the linchpin unit here with Luther and the Fleet Admiral, or the Vampire Caster. So we'll see. It's still a perfectly even game. Look at that after nearly 9 minutes of battle.
I know. Dead even now. It was Vampire Coast favored for the majority of it, so High Elves finally clawing it a little bit back in their favor. And we'll see what happens. I think these Spearmen over here getting singled out is really painful to see. I mean, this is one of the last healthy chaff units the High Elves have left, and it's a good pickup from the Vampire Coast to single them out and eliminate them. Yeah, nice play here.
The Vampire Coast will have to pick up some of these chaff units on the peripheries, try and bank that balance of power a bit. Because still, those nobles will be a tough task to deal with.
Yep.
Lariel is very close, so it may come down to just removing her, but still, nobles, full health. It'll be difficult to get to Lariel and succeed in that task.
Yeah. Shade Rate Debt Gunners getting crumbled out. Now the nobles look like they're going after Luther. One of them getting a single attack. Yeah, these animated Hulks are proving to be a very key factor. And the High Elves, I think, are having trouble with them. Uh-oh. Lion Chariots getting attacked. Oh, Earthblood going down. Nobles diving into, looks like both the animated Hulks and Luther Harkin. Right now, a lot of damage being dealt. Chariots still at 3 models, but Hornswaggle is on top of them. Nobles may be getting pinned in place here, and Alariel having a hard time. But she's doing a good job of avoiding Luther Harkin's charges so far. But oh no, Lion Chariots of Trace getting charged by Luther Harkin. There goes the first model. And we may see them both go down quickly here. Alright, animated Hulks getting surrounded. Archers going into the deck can with pole arms. So the balance of power is definitely going pretty hard in favor of the Vampire Coast at this point of the fight.
These Hulks may very well win the day here. Vampire Coast. Luther Harkon. Oh, going for the big charge.
All is chaos.
Alright, the Radiant keeping out of harm's way just barely. Oh no! Illyrian Reavers could have helped pin Luther in place there. Perhaps a lost opportunity, but I mean, man, this is such a close fight. It's absolutely insanity. Breath going down. Oh! That breath did a very painful amount of damage.
My goodness.
don't think the Star of Avalon is going to be enough. I mean, that Noble's still full health, but he's got Luther Harkin, a Vampire Fleet Captain, and 2 Animated Hulks to deal with, and the Animated Hulks are still alive, which is just completely amazing to me. Terror
It's
kicking
still
in.
Larry. Just one hit away from dying here. HW.
Yeah.
That could be all it takes.
And there they go. Looks like they're going to be routing out, and it's going to be a Vampire Coast victory.
Look at that. Animated Hulks. MVPs.
Yeah, that was a very good battle. I mean, looking here, High Alps, you know, I think there were some prioritization issues early with the Eagle Claw bolt throwers. I stand by it. It's like, look at these mortars. Got tons of model kills, and even though the damage value isn't the highest, it's still like, that's, you know, you let these 2 units get, you know, over 100 kills on top of this elite high elf infantry. It just seems like it was a sacrifice that didn't need to happen. Shader 8 Deck Gunners doing very well for themselves, though. The Animated Hulks, man. Look at them. Just doing so much, Romulan. I'm happy to
Yeah,
see
the most
them doing
kills
well.
on the field.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's really a beautiful unit. They got a couple key buffs that really helped. I think it was an armor buff and a speed buff. And yeah, they're a glorious unit, and they proved to be the linchpin and absolutely vital in this matchup. With a little bit of mass, able to slow down the Lion Chariots just a bit.
Yeah.
Able to punch back against Nobles, and but you're absolutely right. The mortars and the Shade Wraith Gunners as well were just allowed to shoot for far too long before we used some of that mobility and just attack the backline. And you know, maybe he thought there were some scurvy dogs hidden in the trees. As I think back, maybe he just didn't have that full intel that there were absolutely no scurvy dogs to worry about. Since in that case, he almost could have sent all the Reavers forward to pressure the backlines earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point he just realized that there probably were no dogs and just sent them. But yeah, again, I think if he applied pressure to those key units to try and win the skirmish fight, as you were saying, it absolutely would have put him in a better spot. So, but yeah, the Animated Hulk's just too strong though.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's great to see them. Underutilized unit for sure, since Mongols and Grabos both very strong and yeah, often chosen over them.
I do want to point something out that I find astonishing. Almost 5,000 gold of value on Luther Harkin. So yeah, he knocked out over a third of the army. Hey Ramen, I have a very important question. How often do you think they clean this rug?
Well, these are high elves. I imagine they clean it on the hour, every hour.
That's fair. Okay, good point. Wood elves are dark elves? Or wood elves are dark elves? Wood elves are dwarfs, my friend.
I think more importantly, as I look at this rug, I think this shows that the Lothern has fallen upon disrepair, as they are not keeping up on the cleanliness on this rug. But onto the armies. I will go with the dwarfs. They get to go first here on the army build, and starting with the Infantry Corps. We seem to be going for economy here with four warriors. And we also have 2 Longbeards for the shielded infantry. Now we also have 3 miners with blasting charges to detonate upon impact some of the elven infantry and crush them before they even get to the line. Now to round out the Infantry Corps, we have a single Slayer, being the almost obligatory Dragonback Slayer. With their physical resist, they are just an incredible unit. Now for the skirmish potential, we have a mass of crossbows here. Looks to be a composition of Rangers and Quarrelers. Looks to be 3 Quarrelers and No, I think 4 Quarrelers and 3 Rangers. Excuse me, 5 Quarrelers and 2 Rangers. Now we also have a single bolt thrower, provides some long distance firepower. Now for the leadership, we have a Rune Lord. He's on the anvil, provide that extra magic resist, map wide. And of course he has Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and the missile resist, Master Rune of Grugny, for 20% missile resist in a 40-meter AoE. Now what has the Wood Elf brought to defend the forest against this dwarven incursion? My son.
Well, it looks like the Wood Elf's going to have a front line of Eternal Guard. No shields on them, just going to have 4 of them up there. Got Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Looks like we have 4 of them. Going to have 3 Wildwood Rangers as well. Now, they're all out in the open here. Just look like they're worried about closing the gap as quickly as possible. From here, we're going to go to the right flank, and in the forest, we're going to see a single unit of War Dancers, possibly Slayer hunting. And then up in the air, we have a Great Eagle flying here, just waiting to go assist the Wood Elves in some engagement, possibly to try to take out a Master Engineer. I don't even know if it could do it. Over here, what the heck just happened? You can't make these trees invisible? Okay, there we go. Got 2 Glade Riders with spears in the forest vanguard behind the Dawi lines. And then, that's not all. We have some of these Wood Elves hiding out in the Tower of Hoeth itself. We have 2 Glade Riders with spears hiding out up on the red carpet. That's funny.
That is a very cheeky play. And it's quite glorious as, I think, regardless of anything, we just have to watch as these Elven Cav run forth.
I know, from here, yeah, it's going to be dope.
Ride out with me.
Not corner camping, because it's not like... I mean... Yeah, I guess if he hides in here the whole battle, maybe we'll have a problem. But I don't think this is an issue. Just a weird Vanguard choice. Let me see, like, yeah, how bad is the lag right now? Oh no, why did he... Oh, he didn't indeed leave now. Oh. It seemed like it was running fine to me. I was meaning, like, if it lags when we start, he can drop. My bad. Oops. Lost in translation.
Yeah, no worries. Things do look a little smoother now anyway.
It's fair.
And it didn't seem that bad.
No, it didn't seem that bad, but thank you, Orion, I mean, for doing that. That was nice of you. And it's not a corner. It's fine, yeah. Corner camping is if you, like, have your army blocking off a corner of the map so your white lines are defending your edges. That was just 2 vanguarded cav units in a weird position.
Anyway, I should mention there's also a Master Engineer for the Dawi, and he has the Fiery Ring of Thori, which could be a great pick here to eliminate some Elven infantry.
It absolutely will be. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention that Drika's leading the High Elves, and she has Penumbral Pendulum and Veebling Foe, and her Dryad summon. But yeah, it is actually running a lot smoother now.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Seems to be a popular pick here with her summon. And it should be critical to shut down this many crossbows, from the Dawi. 7 crossbows here. That is some serious firepower, HW.
Absolutely is. And against a bunch of unshielded infantry with Well, I guess some of the Eternal Guard do have shields. It looks like one of them does at least. But, yeah, I don't know. Starfire shafts, what, just barely outrange the crossbows? Yeah, 160 to 170.
Yep. Just barely. Though with the Rangers, they have stock, so they may be able to get the jump on Starfire shafts.
Yeah, well, not to mention the Corlers have the silver shields, so...
Indeed. And Rangers have the
bronze shields.
brass shields. Brass shields, Corlers have... Yeah,
they're both brands, brass, yeah, but Corlers have that 80 armor.
Indeed.
Look at us finish each other's sandwiches.
Speaking of eating, it looks like this bird is eating a few shots to the face from the Master Engineer. This is why the Master Engineer can be such a cheeky pick here. That direct fire able to ward off some of these flying units and make them think twice flying overhead for a cheeky charge.
Indeed, indeed. And, Shady Devil, my apologies. Yes, elves and dwarves, not dwarfs and elves. All right, now... Glade Guard looking like they're getting in position as all those Glade Riders with spears, as you're pointing out, kind of moving into position around the dwarf rear.
And look at this. They're trying to snipe the Master Engineer.
Yeah,
and
I mean...
some keen micro. Master Engineer was dodging, but now it looks like he's eating shots to the back. He doesn't have a shield, but with 120 armor, be able to mitigate at least some of that damage, but I like what the dwarf is doing here, keeping the blasting charges in the rear. We'll see how that works out in the late game once the engagement happens and the lines meet. What work those blasting charges can get done.
Yep. Alright, looks like the Eagle going in after the Master Engineer and doing some decent damage in spite of his very heavy armor.
Seems to be a risky play with the Rune of Wrath of Ruin.
Exactly.
And I'm not really sure what's taking so long. Rune Lord seems to be taking a sweet time waddling over there.
I think he's just, until he needs to do it, he's just going to wait because right now it's staying in place anyways. Now is when you do it. There it is. Goodbye, Eagle.
That Eagle was absolutely punished. Got some pretty good damage down on the Master Engineer, but absolutely not worth taking the iron price there. Oh, what's that?
Oh,
pendulum smash between two units. Pretty good value, and a summon is incoming here. Oh, those blasting charges though, HW. Did you see that?
I did, just tearing through the Glade Riders. That's why you can't have them bunched up like that, and they're right on the edge of the map, Romulan. Whoa. So far, things off to a rough start for the Wood
Riders
Elves.
had glorious intentions, riding forth from the Lothern fortress here, and perhaps they'll meet their end rather quickly here. Looks like one will indeed round off, as you mentioned, so close to the map.
Man. Oh no, it came back at the last minute.
My goodness. How lucky for them.
Here come the Dryads, summoned into the Rangers.
Dwarf is getting some serious damage done, though, across the field. War Dancer is getting absolutely deleted in the back lines here with those miners and
Corlers.
crossbow bolts.
But I mean, the Wood Elves in turn, though, one thing I have to point out is the Eternal Guard and the Wildwood Rangers are all closing the gaps with the front lines in generally good health. So if they can get into the back lines before, you know, the Corlers can shoot them down, maybe they can get something going here, because it looks like the Dwarfs are out of blasting charges.
You're absolutely right, and now these regrouped Deer Cav, or Wood Elf Cav, coming back on the right flank. Looks like they will shut down two crossbows, and this may prove to snowball this entire position.
Yeah.
As you're absolutely right. The Wood Elf is breaking through. They have Wildwood Rangers in the back line, but another solid volley from the blasting charges. Perhaps keep the Dowie in this, deleting the high value targets from the Wood Elf roster.
Yep. The Wood Elves need to be much more alert on this Cav micro. Glade Riders with spears are absolutely critical, and right now they're getting stuck in combat with Dragon Black Slayers. these guys are a win condition. You need them to chase down the Corlers and the Rangers so they don't have the chance to shoot your Wildwood Rangers down. Because the Wildwood Rangers, I think, win in melee combat against anything here. So it's just a matter of not letting them get shot to death. We do still have one full health going into the back line now. The rest of them are rather tattered.
That Wildwood Ranger, with those few remaining range units, will be absolutely key here. As much of the mobility has been shut down or whittled down, so they're very close to routing. It seems like the dwarf is he's close to stabilizing, I might say. But here we go. Now he's compromised. I think he's back on his heels now. Yeah.
Oh, Penumbral Pendulum!
Right back there. Ah! Oh, that's huge. My goodness.
I mean, what else? Fighting this out. They are not giving up just yet. And Balance of Power may say it's against them, but I don't know. I think they still have a chance here, Romulan. But Dragonback Slayers, and they need to be dealt with sooner rather than later. And unfortunately, now it does look like their main assault has been blunted. And now we are getting some good crossfires now. I don't know, though. I mean, Glade Riders routing off some more Corlers. Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, very healthy on ammunition. That's something I haven't even mentioned this battle. Is like, look at the ammunition on these guys, and they are pretty much going unopposed right now.
They absolutely could still be a win condition with the mobility online and the Wildwood Rangers. It's still very close, of course, alluded to by the Balance of Power. And, but still, with these key units for the Wood Elves in the late game, it might make it easier for them to come back here. So to clean up the units on the peripheries, and they like this kind of spread out battle, so they can use their better mobility to punish the Dowie.
Absolutely, and just like expert use here with the Glade Riders, a rough start with them, but now they're doing what they should be doing. Oh, Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down on top of these bad boys, and the Dragonback Slayers are coming in to capitalize on it. But, yeah, I don't know, man. This is a close fight.
That's big, though, moving any of the cav from the field, as there's not much left, really just 2 units, and there we go. They were absolutely carved to pieces there. You see that?
Yeah, I did, and for some reason I think there was a misclick because they ran right into him even though they were staying ahead of him for a minute there, and ouch. Yeah, the Dragonback Slayers, as soon as they touched him, just gone. Uh-oh, did it freeze? It did. Don't you dare.
Alright, everyone, think positive. It's going to clear up. Just a moment.
Oh. Did it worked? It's a big sigh of relief from me.
Praise Gorg. Praise Borg.
Seriously.
Rugny, one of them. But anyway, there's only one cav unit online for the Wood Elves here, so we'll see. It might come down to an efficient use of missiles here, as look at these. Most of the Glade Guard are about to run out of ammo here, Reed.
Damn.
One has a few volleys left. The rest have about 1 volley. They'll be out of ammo soon, and I think the Slayers might carve through everything. The help of the Rune Lord.
You're probably right, man. And now, yeah, the ammunition is officially running out. One of the Glade Guards still has about a third of their ammunition left, so they can keep firing for a while. But
Yeah, 9 volleys, they can get some serious work done. But look at this, they're on their heels now, running for their lives from this Dwarf Warrior, though.
Yeah.
Dwarf Warrior, the second.
Wildwood Rangers charging into Longbeards and the blasting charges now. They should be able to win that engagement, but time will tell. And we have the Glade Rider's trying to pressure the backline, but looks like our Master Engineer is just going to be shooting him, killing models slowly but surely.
And one thing, the Dragonback Slayers, they need to be moving. They need to be involved here. They're just kind of sitting back, being spectators right now. But they're players here. They need to get involved.
You know, I agree and I disagree. Because I'm not sure if he's just, like, trying to avoid the Glade Guard. But actually, as I say that, they do fire damage, and the Dragonback Slayers have fire resistance. So never mind. You're absolutely Romulan. Get into combat, Dragonback Slayers. What are you doing?
They have 60 models. I mean, these Slayers need to find a glorious Slayer's death.
Yeah.
And there's, looks to be a ripe opportunity to do so here. And they very well may win the day, and they're also very much stabilizing the balance of power and the leadership across the field for the Dowie.
Yeah. Master Engineer just going to be firing away. Looks like he is targeting Drika, if I had to guess. An Emerald Pendulum coming through the miners.
That seemed to not be the best pendulum there.
I know, I was kind of underwhelmed. I
Yeah.
thought it would have done more. It seemed like it was well placed, too. But
Anyway, hopefully the Wood Elf has plenty of magic, because I'm sure there's going to be a few late game situations where you may need a pendulum to delete the Dragonback Slayers here.
yep, absolutely. I mean, he's winning these engagements on the peripheries now. But the Dragonback Slayers are unbreakable. At full health. And they're still sitting idle.
Quite remarkable that they, they haven't taken any damage basically this entire battle, despite having no armor.
Oh! Fiery Ring of Thori!
My goodness.
Doing some
Wasn't the
friendly
best
fire,
fiery
though.
ring, but it did some quality damage, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did hit some doors, but luckily, I believe it does non-AP damage, so as long as you have some AP, armored dwarves, you're not so worried.
Yeah. Well, and in come the
Although it did
Dragonback
something.
Slayers. They finally got their invitation, I guess. And they are now diving into the back of those Wildwood Rangers, who are going to be killed quickly.
Yes, they were just absolutely carved up there.
Yeah.
Still, all 60 Slayers seek the Slayer's death.
I don't know if they're going to find it here. Oh, the summon came in, but it was too late. A GG. VM Evenstar winning that third place match best of 5 in a 3-0 fashion, Romulan.
Yeah, well, strong performance there. And, some good dwarf play here. I like both the builds. The builds seem to be pretty much on point. The only thing I would really point to the loss of the Eagle there. But overall, very well played to both these players today. They had some really quality games all day. Beat some very strong opponents to get here. And they will move on to play Falcon, I believe, in the grand final.
Yep.